So this is the only time that Ninja has spoken about this publicly.
Yeah, that King dude, that JiDion thing last night was kind of gnarly.
Gnarly.
Dill
bro.
Pickle, think of the
Sorry.
5 gifted. Dude, I love his energy, bro. He's clearly an entertainer, dude. Born to do it. But I had a talk with him after the fact last night, man. You can't be sending your community into anyone's chat to promote negativity or spam anything, even if it's just L in ratio.
That's true. It's not just. It was a lot more.
It is against TOS, man. No one deserves to be harassed.
Hey, bitches on Twitch, which JiDion obviously immediately takes as Ninja calling me a bitch. And Ninja then says he meant bitches generally. I wonder if Ninja would have said bitches if it was a large male streamer that was hate rated, but I digress. Ninja then keeps joking about it and says that JiDion is fucked, but that he will do whatever he can to help him, but don't expect too much. He then says, verbatim, "The most I can do is text my Twitch representative about this." And then he proceeds to do just that. None of it happened. The VOD is deleted. The clips are deleted. The LSF threads are deleted because it's all gone into a mega thread. And all the YouTube re-uploads, if there were any from Ninja's POV, all gone. Like nothing is left on the internet from that night. Her message then ends with her reiterating that they know nothing about the other things JiDion has done to me aside from the L plus ratio spam in my chat. I can't. Like, I'm literally gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw, like, I don't want to be intimidated behind the scenes anymore. Please leave me alone, please. For what? Yeah, that was just now. That was just...
On March 14th, 2018, Tyler Blevins sat down at his computer in his Chicago apartment and started a Fortnite stream. Within minutes, Drake joined his game, then Travis Scott, then NFL wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster. By the end of the stream, 628,000 people were watching simultaneously. It broke every concurrent viewer record in Twitch history. The New York Times covered it. ESPN covered it. The Tonight Show called. In a single night, gaming became mainstream, and Ninja became the most famous streamer on Earth. 14 months later, he walked away from Twitch entirely for a $30 million deal, with a platform that would shut down 11 months after he signed. This is the complete story of Ninja. The Drake stream, the Mixer disaster, the female streamer controversy, the JiDion and Pokimane fallout, the cancer diagnosis, and where he is today, still the most followed person on Twitch, but fighting every single day to prove that relevance is not the same thing as followers. It is one of the most fascinating careers in streaming history, and it is nowhere near over. Richard Tyler Blevins was born on June 5th, 1991 in Taylor, Michigan, a suburb of Detroit. His family moved to the Chicago suburbs when he was an infant. He has 2 older brothers, Jonathan and Chris. His father was an avid gamer, and from a young age, Tyler was too. He attended CelebCentral High School in Illinois. He played soccer, he was competitive, and he was very, very good at video games. In 2009, like he had 17 years old, he entered his first professional gaming tournament. The game was Halo 3, and he was good enough to compete at the highest level, eventually playing for well-known organizations including Cloud9, Team Liquid, Renegades, and Luminosity Gaming. Competing in the Halo circuit, he won events and earned over $80,000 in prize money. He launched his YouTube channel in 2011. He started streaming casually on Justin.tv, the predecessor to Twitch. But for years, gaming was his job and streaming was a side project. Then in late 2017, everything changed. A game called Fortnite Battle Royale launched. Free to play, immediately addictive, with a building mechanic that separated skilled players from everyone else. Ninja switched to Fortnite, and within months, he went from a respected esports veteran to the fastest growing streamer on the planet. By early 2018, he had 14 million Twitch followers. The blue hair, hair, the headset, the screaming celebrations after every win. The ninja persona was fully formed, and the internet could not get enough of it. March 14th, 2018, the night that changed streaming forever, Ninja broke the record for most concurrent viewers in a single Twitch stream when Drake joined him for several rounds of Fortnite. The live feed attracted 628,000 concurrent viewers. To understand why that number matters, at the time, no streamer had come close to that figure. The previous records had been set during major esports tournaments with entire production teams. This was one person playing a game in his apartment with a musician who had decided to jump in on a whim. The cultural impact was immediate and enormous. Every major news outlet covered it. The narrative wrote itself. Gaming is not just for kids in basements anymore. Streaming is mainstream, and Ninja is the face of both. He topped that figure the following month during a Fortnite tournament, during which 667,000 viewers tuned in for the live stream. 667,000 people watching one person play a video game, live, simultaneously. The mainstream recognition poured in. Time magazine included him in their world's 100 most influential people of 2018 list. He appeared on The Tonight Show. He was on the cover of ESPN magazine. He appeared in the film Free Guy alongside Ryan Reynolds. He published a book, Get Good, My Ultimate Guide to Gaming. Adidas signed him, Red Bull signed him, Samsung. Every major brand that wanted access to the gaming audience wanted Ninja's face on their product. And Twitch, the platform that had hosted his entire rise, was about to find out just how valuable he was. The hard way. Before we get to the Mixer deal, there is a controversy from 2018 that shaped how a significant part of the streaming community viewed Ninja. And it matters for the Pokimane situation we will get to later. In a 2018 interview, Ninja said he does not stream with female gamers. His stated reason that he did not want any type of rumor starting about him and a female co-streamer that could affect his relationship with his wife Jessica. The reaction was immediate and deeply divided. His supporters said it was a reasonable personal boundary. His critics, and there were many, said it was discriminatory against female streamers who lose genuine opportunities for collaboration and exposure because of a male streamer's blanket policy. That a female streamer working alongside Ninja would receive massive visibility. And his policy meant that visibility was categorically unavailable to any woman, regardless of their talent or professionalism. The criticism went further. If the logic is I do not want rumors, that logic applies specifically to female streamers in a way it does not apply to male ones, which means female streamers are being held responsible for the possibility of rumors that are not their fault to begin with. Ninja apologized and walked the policy back, but the conversation it started about how female streamers are treated in collaborative spaces did not go away. And when the JiDion and Pokimane situation exploded in 2022, with Ninja allegedly using the word bitches to describe female streamers, the 2018 interview was immediately pulled back into the conversation.
He takes bitches on Twitch, which JiDion obviously immediately takes as Ninja calling me a bitch. And Ninja then says he meant bitches generally. I wonder if Ninja would have said bitches if it was a large male streamer that was hate rated, but I digress. Ninja then keeps joking about it and says that JiDion is fucked, but that he will do whatever he can to help him, but don't expect too much. He then says, verbatim, "The most I can do is text my Twitch representative about this." And then he proceeds to do just that. Why Ninja would help someone evade a ban for harassing me, I have no idea. I genuinely in regards to her response, but she responded and told me that she's messaging me as Ninja's manager to let me know the facts. She says that she doesn't agree with any hate being sent to anyone, and neither does Ninja, and neither her nor Ninja are reaching out to apologize because he did nothing wrong. She reiterates that Ninja never said that he would get him a lesser ban and never reached out to anyone at Twitch. And then she says to me, this shit hit, bro. "It's unfortunate that the exact thing I speak about hating, other people making assumptions off of me, is what I'm doing to Ninja right now." At this point, I'm legitimately baffled, like jaw on the fucking ground, bro. Because I saw the clips that night. They may be deleted now, but I saw them that night. I was asking my friends, like, did you guys see this? And I'm like, yeah, we saw it. I saw numerous people commenting that these things happen, and she's saying none of it happened. The VOD is deleted. The clips are deleted. The LSF threads are deleted because it's all gone into a mega thread. And all the YouTube re-uploads, if there were any from Ninja's POV, all gone. Like nothing is left on the internet from that night. Her message then ends with her reiterating that they know nothing about the other things JiDion has done to me aside from the L plus ratio spam in my chat. I can't. Like, I'm literally gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw, like, I don't want to be intimidated behind the scenes anymore. Please leave me alone, please. For what? Yeah, that was just now. That was just now.
In the streaming community's memory, these incidents do not exist in isolation. They accumulate. In August 2019, Ninja shocked the entire streaming world. He was leaving Twitch exclusively for Microsoft's streaming platform, Mixer. He signed a multi-million-dollar exclusivity deal with Mixer, reported to be worth $30 million. He was not the only one. Microsoft also signed Shroud, one of Twitch's other biggest names. The narrative was clear. Microsoft was going to war with Twitch, and they were doing it by buying the platform's biggest stars. The reaction in the streaming community was split.
I know this may come as a shock to many of you, but as of today, I will be streaming exclusively on Mixer. I know, it's exciting. Yes, the handsome guy in the front.
How is this going to affect your gaming abilities?
It really won't. It's the same me, just a different platform. Yes.
What are you most excited for about this change?
You know, I feel like this is a really good chance to get back in touch with my roots and really remember why I fell in love with streaming in the first place.
Right here, please. I don't got much time left. Ninja.
Yes.
Hey, thank you. I was wondering, what does the switch mean for the future of your hair?
You never know. Wow. I mean, that was one of the best questions I've ever been asked. Wow. Any other questions? Bushy.
How will this affect your win-loss ratio?
I really wouldn't worry too much about my win-loss ratio. I'll be just fine. Steve, the button. Steve. Steve! All right, I'm out.
Some saw it as a brilliant business move. $30 million is $30 million. Others saw it as a catastrophic gamble. Mixer had a fraction of Twitch's audience. It lacked the community infrastructure, the discoverability tools, and the cultural momentum that Twitch had built over years. You do not just transplant an audience. They were right to be skeptical. Mixer never caught up. Despite Ninja's presence and Shroud's, the platform struggled to convert Ninja's followers into active Mixer viewers. The numbers were dramatically lower than his Twitch peak. The discovery was worse. The community just was not there. And then on July 22nd, 2020, just 11 months after Ninja signed, Microsoft announced Mixer was shutting down. Effective immediately. Done. The fallout was swift. Ninja's Mixer contract was paid out in full. The $30 million was his regardless, but the cost was not financial. The cost was 11 months of missed momentum at the absolute peak of his career. While Twitch boomed during the 2020 pandemic lockdowns, pulling record viewership numbers as the world sat at home, Ninja was on a platform that was dying. He returned to Twitch in August 2020. The welcome back stream pulled enormous viewership. For a moment, it looked like the comeback was going to be seamless. It was not. The numbers after Mixer told an uncomfortable story. At his 2018 peak, Ninja was regularly pulling 50,000 to 100,000 concurrent viewers. After his return returned to Twitch in 2020, those numbers stabilized significantly lower. The audience had moved on to new games, new streamers, new personalities that had emerged during the 11 months he was away. He still had the followers. As of July 2025, Ninja has over 19 million followers on Twitch, making it the third most followed Twitch channel in the world. But followers and active viewers are very different things, and the gap between his follower count and his actual viewership became one of the most discussed topics in streaming, with trolls regularly mocking what they called his decline. In 2025, BBC interviews revealed Ninja's ongoing battles with trolls mocking his declining viewership from his peak fame. He has addressed it directly on stream, acknowledging the numbers are lower, pushing back on the narrative that lower than peak means failure. Then came January 2022, and the JiDion and Pokimane situation, which I covered in full detail in my Pokimane video, link in the description. The short version: JiDion hate-rated Pokimane's channel. Pokimane alleged that Ninja had used the word bitches to describe female streamers, and had apparently tried to contact his Twitch representative to reduce JiDion's punishment. Ninja's team denied everything and threatened legal action. The situation was never fully resolved. No lawsuit was filed. But the community's reaction did real damage, not because it definitively proved wrongdoing, but because it connected to the 2018 female streamer controversy in a way that felt like a pattern rather than an isolated incident. And it put Ninja on the wrong side of a story where someone else was clearly the victim. That is a very difficult position to recover from. In March 2024, Ninja shared something with his audience that had nothing to do with streaming. His wife Jessica had proactively scheduled him for an annual skin check with a dermatologist. During that check, a mole on the bottom of his foot was identified and removed. It came back as melanoma. Ninja wrote publicly, "I'm still in a bit of shock, but want to keep you all updated. It came back as melanoma, but they are optimistic that we caught it in the early stages. I'm grateful to have hope in finding this early, but please take this as a PSA to get skin checkups." The streaming community's response was immediate and genuinely warm. Fellow streamers across the political and gaming spectrum sent support. The usual noise of streaming drama went quiet. A month later, a biopsy revealed he was cancer-free. The cancer had been caught early enough that the removal was sufficient. He was clear. He did not stop there. In September 2024, Ninja and his brother raised $93,125 for the University of Michigan Health Rogel Cancer Center by streaming Fortnite live from Michigan Stadium. He partnered with La Roche-Posay for a 24-hour charity stream raising melanoma awareness. The cancer diagnosis did something for Ninja's public image that no gaming achievement or streaming record could have done. It made him human in a way that was impossible to dismiss. And the vulnerability he showed, the shock in his post, the gratitude, the pivot to advocacy, reminded a community that had spent 2 years debating his relevance, who the person behind the blue hair actually was. In 2026, Ninja is 34 years old, and his career looks nothing like it did at the 2018 peak, and everything like what a sustainable long-term creator career actually looks like. His net worth in 2025 is estimated at $50 million, almost 3 times that of contemporaries like Aden Ross and Kai Cenat. He ended his Twitch exclusivity deal and now multi-streams across platforms including YouTube and Kick. In 2024, he joined the Jerry Jones-backed gaming company GameSquare as its chief innovation officer. He co-owns a chocolate milk brand called Nutcase. He has an official Fortnite icon skin, one of only a handful of creators to receive that honor from Epic Games. He continues to sell merchandise, run charity streams, and collaborate with brands. The low taper fade meme of January 2024, where a clip of streamer Eric Doa singing "Imagine if Ninja got a low taper fade" went viral on TikTok, unexpectedly became one of the biggest internet moments of early 2024, and brought a new wave of attention to Ninja from an audience that had grown up after his peak. He leaned into it. He got the haircut. He reacted to every meme variation. It was a reminder of something important. He still knows how to play the internet. The viewership is not what it was in 2018. The concurrent numbers will probably never again reach 667,000. The era of one game dominating all of streaming culture the way Fortnite did in 2018 may never return. But 19 million Twitch followers, $50 million net worth, chief innovation officer of a major gaming company, cancer survivor, philanthropist, still streaming at 34. There are worse second acts. Here is the question I keep coming back to with Ninja. Was the Mixer deal the biggest mistake in streaming history? Or was it actually the right call at the time that just happened to go badly? $30 million is $30 million. The deal was paid out regardless of Mixer's failure. Financially, he won, but the cost in momentum and community connection, in the 11 months he missed while Twitch exploded during the pandemic, that cost is real and it is not fully measured in dollars. The honest answer is probably this. Ninja bet on Microsoft winning a platform war. Microsoft lost that platform war. The bet was not crazy. It just lost. And one lost bet, even a $30 million one, does not define a career. What is more interesting to me is the gap between his follower count and his current viewership. 19 million followers is a number that should make him one of the most watched streamers alive. The fact that those followers do not translate into the viewership numbers you would expect tells you something important about how streaming audiences work. You cannot buy loyalty. You cannot bank followers the way you can bank money. Audiences need to be actively maintained, consistently engaged with, and given reasons to keep coming back. The Mixer deal broke that continuity, and some of those 19 million followers found someone else during the gap. That is the real cost. But here is the other thing the Ninja story tells us. He survived. He came back. He found new relevance through a TikTok meme about a haircut. He turned a cancer diagnosis into advocacy work. He is building a business career alongside his content career. The streaming world has a very short memory for comebacks, but a very long memory for failures. And Ninja has given people reasons to remember both. Ninja is still here, still streaming, still one of the most recognizable names in gaming. And the debate about whether his career is a success story, a cautionary tale, or both, that debate is still very much alive. I want to know where you land. Was the Mixer deal the biggest mistake in streaming history? Is the gap between his followers and his viewership the real story of his career? Or is the cancer, advocacy, and business pivot the chapter that actually defines who he is? Drop your honest take below. Every comment gets read. Subscribe for the full breakdown of every major streamer story. And I will see you in the next one.